So today we're here with Scott Malik talking just about some seasonal allergies, stuff that could be putting people down. So Scott, could you tell us just a little bit about what seasonal allergies are and kind of what causes them?
So allergens start to emerge once the winter season turns into spring. Some of the things that are caught under snow, we start to see more pollens, insects, dust starting to come about, and they aggravate the histamine system in the body, and we end up with allergic symptoms. It's essentially a response by the body to an external entity that results in symptoms of allergies.
And are there multiple kinds of seasonal allergies, or is it more or less just one reaction to a certain thing?
I suppose the reaction itself is pretty consistent from person to person, but what might be causing the reaction is different. We tend to term them seasonal just as a result of when they emerge. So they're here some time of the year and other times they're not, giving the seasonal aspect. But the allergic response itself is a physiological response that is generally the same from individual to individual. Just like I say, that the trigger may be different.
And is it only spring that these seasonal allergies come around, or is it possibly like the transition from summer to fall or from fall to winter as well?
I think you start to see different triggers causing them in different seasons. So obviously in the fall with harvest and such going on, we tend to have more grain dust and the like that tend to be allergens, whereas in the spring we start to see pollens, the emergence of new buds, leaves, and snow molds as the snow starts to dissipate and melt. That can be aggravating symptoms of allergies.
And for one of the best ways to possibly treat allergies on the go, could you give us just an example of what the best way to treat them would be?
Well, generally, if you're able to identify what your triggers are, avoidance is the most effective way. If you're not exposed to the allergen, then your body won't react with allergic symptoms. If you're unable to avoid them, then there are medications that can be used, both preemptively as well as after the fact to treat allergies. And those medications, if you haven't used them before in particular, can be discussed with your healthcare professional to get one that matches with your particular individual health situation and the outcomes that you desire to achieve.
And could you tell us some possible side effects of allergies, like seasonal allergies, such as like sneezing, coughing?
Those are probably your more typical ones: sneezing, coughing potentially. Runny nose tends to be like a clear fluid coming out as opposed to when it has a deep color. So we typically see more associated with an infection typically. You can also see ocular symptoms in the eyes as well, runny eyes, clear fluid runny eyes coming, as itchy, irritated red eyes as well.
Excellent. So you said the best way to not actually get triggered by the allergies is to basically abstain from them, stay away. And would you give us probably the best possible over-the-counter, something that can help somebody out in a pinch?
Like I say, the best would be to visit like a pharmacy, or if you have a good relationship where your doctor's accessible, they would also be a good information. There's lots of good information resources, but to give kind of a catch-all, it doesn't really fit, just given each person's individual health situation. So as healthcare professionals, we do our best to try to tailor the individual aspects that you're experiencing to the symptoms that you're experiencing. And for individuals, that may be as simple as a simple antihistamine that could be obtained over the counter. People with more severe allergies or more severe or more predictable allergies may go into even something such as allergy shots, where they're given tiny doses of allergen, building up tolerance over time to try and reduce allergy symptoms. So those options are available, and kind of that you can discuss with your healthcare professional to find out what's best for you.
Perfect. And let's say possibly a parent or a guardian of some sort is watching over their child. Is there any way that they could possibly figure out if this child has seasonal allergies or allergies to anything else without taking them in? Possibly just some first signs?
They'll be very typical to the same symptoms that we see in adults: sneezing, runny nose, itchy red eyes. Those are what we call non-specific symptoms in some instance, because they can be associated with other conditions as well, unfortunately. If you're unsure, the best is to go in and ask. If it's skewing towards something where they've been exposed to something in a consistent time of the year, then perhaps you can look towards maybe a historical perspective to shed some light on what might be happening.
And are you aware yourself if this year is possibly like worse for allergies, or if it's like a good year, or does that even vary?
Just given the way the snow's melted here in town, we're just at the beginning. So I think over the next couple weeks here, we'll get a better indicator as to whether it's going to be a more aggravating allergy season for people, or whether it will be a calmer one. But I mean, we see a lot of snow mold around right now, given the warmer winter, and that is a common allergen for people. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see allergies starting to flare up for some individuals moving forward.
Well, excellent. Thank you so much, Scott. I think that should be every question I have to ask.
Excellent. Thank you.